and now I'm recording. What's up, Twitch? What's up, YouTube? What's up? Mirrors are hard. Mac over there, Tiki down there. The time has come once again for another episode of Tale of Three Dragons, our Tier 7 patron game. Tiki, Mac, thank you guys so much for your support. We're killing it right now, and it's help from guys just like you that help drive the thing forward. I won't exposition too hard. We are starting a little late tonight, so I'm just gonna... Evens is for Tarask. Odds is for Onru. For that in-character reflection, earn that hero point. Tarask, you have the floor, my friend.
Well, following the events of last week's session, which was all of a few minutes ago for our characters as it is, things have been turning a bit more in our tide. It seems as though the hobgoblins are not aware of, or well, just whatever these creatures are at this point. There's a lot of strange things, and I heard some about a quark, something the mushroom beer guy mentioned. I don't want to know what it was.
Oh, did I leave that on the board? Uh-oh.
No, you didn't. I was just giving you a scare. Yeah, there's a lot of scary things around. Big person things leading hobgoblins. It does not look good. That being said, considering the fact we were able to get a cannon shot directly into his chest does make things look a little bit better for us. Perhaps. If nothing else, I still have plans and tricks and ideas on my sleeves, and while there is a large force in front of us, we definitely have the skills and tactics upper hand, it seems. So if we continue to play it safe in that regard, we should be able to win this fight.
Very good,
I feel a bit better now, though we're not directly engaging them.
You did it! Tarask feels better. Tarask isn't having a panic attack as hordes of hobgoblins are chasing him through the caves. It's great. It's wonderful. Take your hero point. And Onru, bring us home. I don't know what this was. This is my sorcery, I guess.
It's like, well, my friends are looking a little more confident, but I really don't know what we're going to do for the rest of this battlefield because we don't have any more explosives, and I pulled most of this out of my butt. So, yeah, still outnumbered. Still very likely to die if I don't find another weapon to throw at them through trickery. Things are looking strange. Yeah. And I'm sounding like Tarask.
Yeah, you are. They've switched. The tables have turned. The hero points have been assigned. At the beginning of the session, I say that as if I'm playing. I played a lot of Magic back in the day. When I say at the beginning of the session, what I mean is at the top of your turn, I cast this. But at the beginning of the session, you guys both see Hiei, as you guys are looking down, as the hobgoblins scatter into the caves, trying to find you, both of his hands just fly to his head. He cries out, and Farron is quick enough to, quickly put cat paws with that burst of strength into Hiei's jaw and just push it shut. Nevertheless, Hiei does fall backwards into the snow. His eyes get really, really distant for a second, and then they just kind of cloud over. It's obvious he's not going to be of any help for a little while. He begins to convulse. Fortunately, the hobgoblins and the Irdefen down at the bottom of the canyon seem to have taken no notice.
Has he ever had a seizure in front of us before?
He has not.
Crap baskets.
Check his pulse.
I rolled 2 dice for heal, but I can roll heal. 10!
Okay, he does in fact have what you recognize as a pulse. He... In a medical sense, he seems fine. As you he's obviously not. You look at him and, oh, this is bad. And in that medical sense, he's not fine. But, as far as checking his pulse, checking his heart rate, feeling his head for a fever, etc., he feels perfectly normal for an Azamar, which is to say just perfect. It's the things you can see that give him away.
Huh.
Weird magic voodoo stuff that I probably don't have the ability to directly influence at the moment.
You tell him, wizard.
So I just nod and go back to survey our enemies.
Okay. Like I said, the Box Canyon is it's kind of quieted down. There's definitely a lot more hobgoblins out there still. The little green ones are not fully with it. They just kind of pace and all over the canyon. The bigger ones, by and large, have taken as many of the little ones as they could get their hands on. The same with the Urdefin, and they've disappeared into the caves trying to find you. They assume, you guys have heard at this point, that drow sorcery is afoot, but they haven't thought to look like up and over.
Looking down into the canyon, does it look like they're actually mobilizing for war or anything?
Make yourself a check.
Give me 1 sec. Oh no. Time's up. Okay.
Well, we got a 27. Trask is able to make this check as well if he would like to.
I will, and also I will have Farron, because Farron has a really good role when it comes to perception, because Farron is a cat, is a familiar, he has a plus 14.
And that's fair. Well, Trask is a little too shook up by poor Hiei. But Anru and Farron both can look over the side of the canyon and look down, and it does definitely seem like they're preparing for war. There's several... They've been disturbed at this point from all the rabble that's gone on, but there are several pens down in the valley where the goblins would store their izobu. The tents back here are still pretty, like, all over the place and disheveled, but there are a lot of them. And up at the... Oh, what do you guys have line of sight to? Everything, tight. So up here, it was shift-click. Yes, right there. You guys see a much bigger, more put-together tent, which you assume must be that gigantic Urdefin's.
Huh. Is there any place that looks like it might be a storehouse where we can find more black powder?
Not particularly. You think you may have gone through pretty much everything they've brought, though you could you could check those tents.
There is this cannon over here to the northeast that is still manned, so if we could get to it, we could potentially sabotage it as well.
Also true.
What's still manned?
Right there.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the cannon there.
Mm-hmm.
It is in fact a thing.
Are they still not looking up?
They are not. If they
What
look
time
up,
of day is it?
it's
I think it's morning, because we kind of levitated up the mountain after resting yesterday.
yeah, mid-morning. If they're looking up like in the direction of the caves that go into the canyon, not so high up as to like think of a top
Above
of the
it.
canyon. Yeah.
After all, no assault force would be able to make it up over the walls of the canyon.
Right. And most of these guys are a lot like if this was a real hobgoblin force, like something from Cowling, you would expect up here to be fortified as well, with more cannons pointing down, things with in this part of the world, like in the lowest cases, one might expect to see something like a dire bat or a particularly large eagle / small rock that a hobgoblin might have tamed or trained to use as an aerial mount. In higher cases, things like flying wizards that are serving as just big old fireball turrets.
So in other words,
neither are present here.
Kind of further cements that theory we have going that this isn't really a hobgoblin invasion, but something else using a bunch of hobgoblins. Would also explain the experimented hobgoblins that we fought back in the cave a bit more too, because last I checked, what little I know about hobgoblins, they do not like the arcane that much.
You can make a check. You can
No.
make a local knowledge, history, arcana would probably... Yeah, I'd let arcana go.
Which one do I have the highest on? History, because of my background. 26.
26, nice. Okay, so That's true. Hobgoblins don't like magic, particularly arcane magic. I'm kind of speaking in 2e terms, but it's kind of like anathema to them.
Anathema.
It stops the combination of the violent and destructive tendencies with the meritocracy where everyone has to prove their worth. An arcane caster can cheat that. Now that said, divine casters get a little more of a pass. It's their direct line to, in Kaoling anyway, you would think like General Susumaru or I can't think of his name, Fumiyoshi, any of the more like LE war gods.
Okay, so we know what these things are. Yeah, my mouse is not. There we go. The weird thingies. I forget what you called them, but
They're called.
I know they have a bunch of resistances.
I'll put it in the chat.
Archer dudes. That's what you're talking about.
He's talking about the Urdefin, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
Or the supposed what looks to be the Lord.
Yeah, the Lord is definitely.
And if it's not the Lord,
do we recognize what the boss thing is?
Yeah, you recognize he's an Urdefin, and you recognize that he's a lot bigger than the other Urdefin, which you guys would. And also, actually, fun fact, as of People of the Fringe's release, we have canon rat folk in Tiansha, and they do come from the Darklands. So, fun fact.
Yeah.
So essentially, I cannot speak my language. Yuli could have been a rat folk, but he's a Svirfneblin for now. But also, like, it's that first layer of the Darklands, Narvoth, that the rat folk have come up from. Both of you have heard of Urdefin to correct that. As again, they're just from the bottom of the Darklands, and they are some of the scariest things out there.
Andruth would probably know more than Tarask, because Tarask was dropped off as a baby.
Okay.
At the temple. He doesn't remember a life before the temple.
Okay, the sword guy here and the one above the stinky beast. What are those? Do we know?
The sword guy. That's just a basic Urdefin. Nothing special.
Which is a basic Urdefin. And then are these Urdefin archers over here, or are these something else? I remember they're just basically archers.
The archers are. Let me see what you have line of sight to. Okay, yes, these are archers. At the moment, they're just patrolling the bridge. They look real leery to step on the bridges now, though. Now that they've realized you guys are smart enough to set them off.
And how old are these bridges?
They're not old. They're pretty new, but again, they're built.
Construction shoddy.
Yeah, they're
dry, not dry.
They're pretty dry.
Dry enough I could catch them with an alchemist's fire to light them on fire.
Yes, they catch fire. That has been established.
They catch fire easy enough.
And they're just kind of not permanent fixtures. They're just there to serve the function.
We're not going to get much in terms of combat from directly off of them. I am curious. Intelligence tends to be some of the greatest weapons in this sort of time period, and being the wizard of the group, I want to get my hands on the Magnus's spell books.
Okay.
Because I know we killed one or two further back over, like, here?
Yeah, that's about right. It was back
there was one here I know that we killed, and I think there was one here that we killed.
There's definitely
if I'm not mistaken, if there's anything in there that would be useful, like I said, if I'm not mistaken, in that you can actually rip a sheet out of a spell book to use as a scroll.
That is correct.
So if we find something damaging that's is too high a level for you, we may be able to use it in this particular situation. Because we are severely outnumbered. I'd love for us to be able to keep it, for you to scribe it into your book.
Well, there were two we killed. There was that one right there where Tommy pinged, and then I'm pretty certain there was one that was like over here further up.
Yeah, there was.
So we have killed two. We have killed two Magnuses, so that's two spellbooks we could potentially get our hands on. Assuming these guys have spellbooks, did we happen to see anything that would indicate they would?
Yeah, not particularly, but it's a very safe assumption. You guys recognize arcane casters.
Assumption. I mean, being one myself, I would have thought so, especially considering the fact that in the future, Tarask is going to have some levels in Magnus, so I imagine he already has a clue of what they do.
Yeah, actually, it dawns on you, it dawns on Tarask that with that knowledge history, if they had spellbooks, the spellbooks are probably in their tents. They don't have to carry the spellbooks on them actively to be able to cast the spell. They just need to look at the spellbook before like their duty shift, essentially.
All right.
Do you want to go with me, or do you want to stay here with our friend while I go try to raid the tents?
I am nowhere near as good at sneaking as you are. I roll all of, 4 dice to sneak, if even that. Yeah, 4 dice. I am no
4
good.
dice to sneak.
Baron.
What do you? I am confused.
Yeah, my dexterity is 4.
Oh, and you have a +4 size bonus to stealth because you're a small creature. So there's 8 before.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
you
do? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't add that into my stealth bonus.
That you do, yeah. I'm sorry, I forget you're new to Pathfinder sometimes. Otherwise, I would have said a couple sessions ago. Yeah, it's 8 before the mod, or before the ranks you might have in it.
Well, I don't have any at the moment, but now when I finally get that monk level 4, I'll be rolling significantly higher.
Oh yes, you will.
Just like I'm already rolling 16 to craft alchemy. Well, specifically for potions, but that's really all I'm going to use craft alchemy for.
Yeah, fair. Well,
okay, so
I'll journey along too. With an 18, I'll feel safe enough to do that.
Alrighty.
Hey!
You nat 20'd it. You're good.
And so what happens is...
And Farron got a 36.
Yeah, okay, so Farron... What happens is Tarask goes to sneak, and then Farron kind of, like, lands on your snout. I get, yeah, you have a snout. And he's a little too big, but, like, you can kind of... The both of you can balance, and he boops you. And... You think it's probably just going to be for wherever your destination is, but Anru does see Tarask turn invisible.
Okay. Well, what's actually going to happen is we're going to levitate around the bottom edge of the map,
okay,
and then up the side of the right edge of the map to get to the tents, because we're trying to sneak into the tents and search them for things to be possibly useful in this situation.
Okay, so if I were to put you here...
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Let me get you on the... Like, oh, you are falling to your death. Okay, nobody seems to notice you.
Before we go, does he look like he's in a dangerous spot, or does he look like we can safely leave him here and continue on with our mission? Like,
you're pretty sure you could leave him here. It's if the hobgoblins find him, he's dead. The hobgoblins probably aren't going to find him. So
yeah, especially not if we cause ruckus down on the main floor. So
yeah, at this point, based on what the Erdefin have said, at this point it's a little more likely they're looking for a drow, both in like the nature of the magic that has been presented and the threat that the drow noble does present. But you do know they are looking for all 3 of you.
Yeah. Just looking for that RP justification to do it. I already have like a meta justification to do what I'm doing. Looking for that RP.
Because Chase has had technical difficulties and will not be with us for a few sessions, but should return. In 3 Dragons we will be once again. Anywho, you guys,
until now, Farron will serve as a temporary dragon.
Yes, he is now a pseudo-dragon. I should have given you a pseudo-dragon. Damn it. Oh well. I've missed the chance.
Retcon pseudo-dragons?
No, I think Sylvain's cat. The rat folk having a cat familiar is just funny in all different manners.
It does feel good. So as you guys move around, you see that the milling mass of hobgoblin grunts move in the direction where you guys were. They don't start climbing or anything like that, but they do. You guys have a pretty wide open path to those tents. From where you're standing there, it's the canyon on this side is a little lower than on this side. So it from that particular square, it's probably like 50 feet down.
Excellent. Well, I guess we just get down silently. I'll look to Unru. Do you wish... Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me check if I have this spell. I don't. Darn it!
That's no feather fall here.
No, I was going to say message, but, you know.
Ah.
Even further reduce it, but I'll just look to Unru. Do you want to go into the larger tent, and I take some of those tents on the farther west side?
That's fine. Just be, as quiet as you can.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right, so I'd be going in the main dude's tent.
Sure, you are able to do so. Nothing responds as you move over there. Where is Tarask going?
He'll go to like this tent first.
Okay, so when you get there, the invisibility does wink out, and let's get perception checks from the both of you. I have to look around my windscreen to see Roll20. I need a better setup, or like books to set my monitors on. That would be good. 15 from Tarask, 21 from Farron, 19 from Anru, and a D100 from Tommy. And it's a 66. Okay, sure. So, in another bit of serendipity, Tarask does, as he enters that tent, there are several bits and pieces of magical bric-a-brac laying all around the place. Well, not laying all around the place. These are true hobgoblins in a very put-together, lawful evil manner. You're pretty sure you've run into the tent of one of the Magi. His spellbook lays open on a desk, as well as several random, seemingly, bits of spell components, as well as like magical ink, vellum that he would eventually write scrolls on, and the faintest little like dusting of black powder covers the desk itself.
Yep, grabbing the stuff to make the scrolls and grabbing the spellbook.
Understood.
What language is the spellbook in?
The spellbook is in Goblin.
Do you speak that and read that?
Alrighty. Do you want to look at it now?
Yeah, I'll just quickly look at it to see what spells it has.
Okay. It has Burning Hands. It has, I guess I can. Yeah. He has a meta magic feat, so he has a meta magic feat, so that doesn't change how the spellbook works. Shocking Grasp, and this is gonna be kind of wonky, but I'm gonna do it. 1d. This is what I usually do with casters in my games when they find spellbooks. 4 level 1 spells of your choice, Ross, from the Magus spell list that are also on the Wizard spell list that you don't have.
Yay! Okay. Well, first things first, I rip out the Burning Hands one, because I already have Burning Hands in my spellbook, so does that become a first level Burning Hands spell?
Yes.
Scroll.
It is not a first level spell. Well, it's a first level spell, but it's a caster level. I gotta look at his entry. I forget. It's 3rd or 5th.
Alright.
Hold up. I'm doing a scroll. What was this? Caster level 3rd.
Alright. So that's that. I'll quickly wrap that up in my pocket, and then I'll grab the rest of his spellbook. Kind of just nod my head good. And what do I need to record in my books or in my records for what is the rest of the items I find, all this stuff and whatnot, just alchemical supplies, I guess?
Yeah, basically. Probably maybe all told a gold worth of magical ink and vellum to make your own scrolls. The black powder is pretty negligible. That said, if you were to spark the table, it would probably go up. It'd be kind of it'd be like some weird 4th of July shenanigans. The black powder would up the table and burn it.
Yeah, no, the real victory here is the spellbook.
Accurate.
So grab that, and yep, getting out of there.
Yes, sir. All right, so Anru goes into the much, much nicer tent. There's that little, you guys see at the back, it has that whoop at the bottom. It's a little foyer. Is kind of the wrong word, but that's what I'm using. Basically, there's a tent pole, and then something over top, and then you reach a door. The door is locked.
The door is locked?
Yeah, the tent has a door.
It's still a tent, though, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it like a hut or is it like a tent?
More like a
if it's
like a Mongolian ger, except there's an actual door there, that kind of thing.
So it's still tarp on the outside part of the door.
Right.
You can technically still cut your way into that room.
That you could.
Okay. check my skills real quick, because if I can't unlock it, I'll just cut my way through the damn side of the thing.
Okay.
Let's see. Was it disable device for locks?
Yep, it is disabled device. The 14 is... Yeah, that's good enough. He's not trying to keep anything super spooky. Yeah, the lock falls apart in your hand. Well, not falls apart, but you get it. It comes open. You open up the door. Inside, it's... You thought it was cold out before. The cold from before is the cold of winter's chill. Inside this tent is the cold of the lowest layer of the Darklands. It's pitch black, though that doesn't stop a drow noble, of course. You look around and you can see the tent on the inside. Honor is chosen wisely. There are several runes in the side of the tarp. You're not exactly sure what... Well, you have detect magic as a constant. They are...
Yep.
It looks like, essentially, like, had you cut through it, there would have been an alarm go off. Also, you probably would have gotten electrocution for your trouble. The center of the room has a desk. On the desk, there is a book. And the book has... well, I guess... Yeah, you can see the book from where you are. The book has general details of the region, bits of, like, tactical information, things Outriders have found, stuff like that.
There are runes on the walls?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even stepping in. I'm just using levitate on the objects that I want and bringing them to me.
Okay, that works. So, like I said, there's a book. You can... Well, I guess you can't see the book now if you don't step in. There's a book. You might know what's in it. Also, there's the desk that the book sits on is a pretty solid wooden thing. It's a little shorter than what would be comfortable for a human's desk, which would imply that, even because this guy is pretty large, either that he's cast enlarged person on himself, or he kind of, to continue the Urdeffins or Valdos, he puts his legs backwards behind himself to sit down.
Right. And how heavy would this desk be?
You're not sure.
Is it under 200 pounds?
Most likely. You think you could probably levitate it over?
Yeah, I'm going to levitate the whole desk over because I'm not going in that room.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, you're able to do so. The desk picks up off the well and true floor. You look in and you can see kind of almost as if the floor was made of stone. Up comes the table, so it doesn't on the stone. It comes to you, and then now you see this open book, which has what I've detailed. In addition, there's a scroll, just kind of flapped on the middle of the table.
Did I study the scroll? Take 20 if I can.
Okay, you can't take 20 because you're technically threatened right now. But you study the scroll, you open it, and it appears to be a scroll. In fact, it's a letter. I believe we have established you do not speak. Well, you might. I forget. What...
I speak Tian, Elven, Undercommon, Drow Sign Language, which is not speaking, but hey, Draconic, Infernal, Abyssal, Celestial, and Sylvan.
Okay, I gotta double check the language here. I think they speak Abyssal. I think. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's Abyssal. I'm going to click on this and we'll see what it says.
Devils from the Abyss, Infernal are for demons.
Right. These guys are a special kind of outsider. Okay, yeah, it is written in Abyssal.
Cool.
The letter, it's pretty beat up. You look around at it, look it up and down, and a lot of, the corners have been wore out. Even bits in the center, it almost as if someone took a pen and pushed too hard in such a way that as they're writing, they rip out the middle of it. And then they just kind of keep, you imagine whatever surface they were writing on, they dug into, and then get over here and it's a little lighter, and they go again. And it's back and forth and back and forth, and the letter calls out an individual by name. That name is Kitterak. I will put it in here. You assume that must mean the giant Urdeffin, and make a linguistics check. And like I said, the letter is really, really tore up. A 29, yeah, this is super good. So you can work out by looking at the abyssal and squinting and putting together in your head how it is that, like, what's missing in certain phrasings, that Kitterak and these forces that were provided by someone that is referred to in the feminine, just like she has provided you with these forces, you may do as you will with them. But soon will come to you an Azamar, a rat folk, and a noble drow. They are to be unspoiled and brought back alive. That certainly must mean you three.
Yeah, I'm going to pocket that.
The letter is also not signed.
I'm pocketing that.
Okay. There's also, you can see in the back of the room, there is a treasure chest. It looks like it's a little heavier than 200 pounds, though. It's very, like, down and squat, and it looks to be made, like, out of a solid piece of stone that got, like, cut up the top and, like, put a hinge on it so it can do this.
Okay, fine. Levitate myself, and then I will move into the thing without touching the floor.
Okay. That works.
And I do not trust this, so...
That may be wise. Okay.
I'm... Search for traps.
Sure. Make that perception check. We
Oh.
have a... Oh.
I know nothing.
Want to use that hero point?
Not really.
Okay. In that case, as you go to search for traps, you lean a little too far forward looking, and the levitation misfires, I guess we'll say. And as it misfires, you lean a little too far forward and contact the wall of the tent. As that happens, you break a rune with your hand, and you feel a bit of a spark in your hand. A very, very loud, shrieking sound echoes throughout the back of the box canyon. Also, make a reflex save.
Crap baskets.
No.
Yeah, should have used the hero point.
Let me trying to find.
I was just assuming I failed perception check meant that I just didn't see anything. I didn't realize it would have a possible chance of me falling into a room that I already knew about.
You obviously have not watched many of Tommy's games before you started playing with him.
Also, the chest was also trapped, and that's what this reflex save is for. It's just you would had to have, like, do another thing to make the trap go off. Natural ones are bad. Regardless, the 15 is good for half. Actually, hang on. I have to do a thing. I need to roll 1d20 plus 7.
Like, have you been keeping up with his
I don't watch any of the other things yet. I still plan. I plan on it, but I was waiting for a backlog.
Doomsday,
There's a
Doomsday
lot.
Dawn. There's one fight in which 2 guys rolled natural ones. Basically, we're out of the fight for the rest of the session.
Yeah, it was rough. Anyway, does a 13 break on SR? It doesn't, does it?
No.
Okay, so you dodge out of the way, and then, like, the rest of the electricity that would hit you just kind of, like, runs over your arm and does nothing. Anywho, at the sound of that alarm,
Sheet.
Kitterak and the hobgoblins on Izobu begin running this direction. They haven't seen you guys yet, but it doesn't take them long to get here. I didn't want to bring you. Go back one, Erdefin. The other goblins and hobgoblins and Erdefin and things of that nature all begin moving in as well, but they keep well behind what you assume are Kitterak and his elite guard. Trask, what do you want to do about this?
So what's actually in the chest?
The chest is locked. You don't have, at this point, you don't have time to open it. Trask, what do you do?
What do I do? Tough call. I don't really have any way to talk to Anru outside of just yelling to her, so that's not a good idea at the moment.
No, but you should still be under the effects of levitation for for another minute or so.
Right. can I just start like climbing upside the wall using my levitation?
Yeah, you can. You certainly can. You begin doing that will break
I'm gonna
stealth.
do it stealthily.
There's the thing about doing it stealthily is once you move like out to do it, there's nothing to block line of sight between them and you. So unless you have like invisibility or something, they will see you.
That's a 2nd level spell, and I'm only a level 2 wizard.
Blah, fair enough. So you go up, they see you. The 3 hobgoblins on Izobu are gonna move here. They basically form just like a semicircle with bows drawn. The big guy moves forward.
While this is going on, and they're focused on me, I'm gonna have Farron sneak over
again
to Onru.
Again, there is nothing to block unless you can turn invisible or something. I'll have line
Farron?
of effect you. Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Oh yeah, that guy being there. Okay, yeah, no, then Farron is just gonna fly up.
And these guys are all taller or riding something that makes them taller than the barricade, so they have full line of effect to you. There's nothing saying you can't have Farron run to Onru, but they'll be aware of it. And they're aware that something's in the big tent too, because the alarm went off.
Yeah, no, but if nothing else, this is splitting their attention, which might give Onru a better chance to get out.
That's fair. Anyway, the bigger Defen, he levels his Roka in Tarask's direction. I've had too much Indian food to make a good or Defen impression, but I'm gonna do my very best for you guys. Just you. Any last words, Ratling? As he says this, his neck like turns left. It turns a little too far. You can see the bones through the skin of these guys as it is, but you can also, as he does this, like his spinal column from head to chest kind of like whip out the top here a little. The skin bulges like overripe fruit, just out this way, and his head almost gets all the way upside down as his tongue.
The only words out of Tarask's mouth is him casting Mage Armor.
Fair enough. Onru, what do you do?
I'm gonna light my special double torch and just run out.
Alrighty, let us then clear the initiative board. We'll start the running out when on your initiative count. You guys go ahead and roll initiative if you would.
No problem.
Oh.
I thought that was clever. That was the cleverest way I could get.
The only thing I can say is arcane words to keep you from killing me. It's good words, define words.
I mean, you know, Tarask has had enough foot in mouth moments, as we all lovingly know. So
yeah, that's accurate.
I think at this point, if he is going to speak to an enemy, it's just going to be like, you no touch of me, and Sylvan to cast the spell or something.
You
I don't know.
no touch me. What's Honor's dex mod? Probably more than mine. Because we both have a 10.
Dex mod?
Yeah.
I currently have a.
Where's my initiative on here?
I currently have a 25 dex.
Okay, fair enough. And you are much quicker. Oh, Tarask. Tarask is booking it. You're twice even. Get out of there. Only one Tarask. There can be only one.
I think that was a leftover for some weird reason.
I see. Well, Tarask, you are top of the initiative. From your vantage point, you can see all the hobgoblins they're filing in behind Kitterak and his honor guard with bows trained on you, but it looks like make a sense motive check, the pair of you, actually.
Sense motive. Does Farron get to sense motive because he is intelligent?
He may do so.
Hey! Lucky roll.
Boom. Killing it.
Not so good roll from
Farron, on the other hand, is intelligent, but is a scared cat. But Tarask, Honor's a little too upset with traps going off. Tarask gets it in his head that it looks like Kitterak is going to try to solo the pair of you. The others will be there, and when he dies, you imagine they're going to run at you. But it looks like pride might cometh before the fall here.
Upon realizing that, I'm going to look over to Farron. Kind of just like a moment of silence between me and Farron, because at this point, yeah, sure, he's born in my imagination, but he's an improved familiar. He's probably an almost self-sentient thing at this point, I guess.
That's fair.
And just kind of like, shall we do it?
Imaginary friends, they're so great.
Oh, yes.
They never judge you or disbelieve you or anything like that.
But if they judge you, it's worse.
I know, right?
Oh my god, yeah. Tarask's worst critic is Farron.
That's the point of that aspect of you. It's been created to judge you.
Yeah, okay, so Tarask is just going to talk to Farron. Farron's going to kind of look over at the dude. Our mission is to kill him. Our mission's not to kill everyone else.
Nope. We just have to kill him. It's just we were trying to get away, the rest of the people away. So once we kill him, we can try to get escape.
Accurate.
I think we can escape. I think we can escape. I think we can do it.
Also, you got to remember, Kuratama is of the belief that when the leader dies, these guys will all scatter.
Yeah, true. You know what? I'm gonna look to Farron and say, "This is the best chance we got, and I'm gonna take the opportunity." So, move 20 feet over to here.
Okay.
To get a proper line of sight on the dude. And then first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pop a PowerPoint to give myself vigor.
Okay.
Which is 5 temporary HP.
Understood.
I just imagine him turning into Pac-Man for a minute and popping a power pill.
So as Tarask does this, the 3 hobgoblins mounted on Izogu, their bows turned in his direction, and like as if to like you've triggered it, ready to action. They're gonna try to stop you, but Kidorak looks back and just no. They belong to her.
Her? Oh god. Okay.
Anru.
All that's going through Tiki's mind, or Tarask's mind at the moment is, oh crap. Oh crap. Oh, I'm gonna spend 2 points, because I thought I couldn't augment the power, but I can. Which means, instead of giving myself 5 temporary HP, I give myself 10 temporary HP.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hooray.
Thank you, King. Oh.
Oof.
Oh, and that's
Lowest
main damage.
A 21 does connect though. Anru runs up and smacks him. I think the fire damage doesn't bother me. I gotta squint real hard at my defensive abilities before I can remember if. Okay, fire does hurt me. Fire is not my friend. Duly noted. Damage is assigned. The torch hits him. He kind of like leans back. In like.
Does fire look to do a nasty to him?
It does. Bits of his skin begin like melting a little to where the bone that is very easy to see is exposed.
Okay, fire it is then.
Is that all from Honor?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Hey, a song of fire and ice. That's what this is.
Ha! Ha ha! Funny! Anywho, what am I gonna do here? I'm gonna...
No. This is a song of flame and snow. We do not want to get, cease and desist.
There's a difference between cease and desist, between, like, ripping off and referencing. That was a reference.
Trust no one.
I'm gonna swing at Anru, I think. This guy brings his sword up and, like, leans forward as if to stab at you. As he does this, he will make a quick caster level check. Cause it's a level that. Okay, so he passes, just barely he passes. He says it in Orvian, so you're not sure what he says, but he begins repeating a mantra, and as this happens, his blade, like, it aligns a little more perfectly with Anru's neck as it, like, stabs down and in. That was my swift action, and now I will full attack. So it means I get some more stuff, because I'm that class. It's one of my favorite classes. Shabam! Okay, never mind.
Yeah!
Yes! You take the nat one now.
It provokes from Tiki. It provokes from Audrey.
Yes!
And I will take it. Extra hits.
Hooray! When the GM nat ones, everyone is
Again with
happy.
the nat 1 damage.
Yeah, and the 14 is
also-
not quite enough.
Yeah.
I know.
So you both kind of just do this at each other, and nothing happens for a couple seconds. Then you realize this is serious business, and he's attacking again, 22 to hit.
That is my AC.
Nice. So then I do, it's a bigger one, plus this, shaboom, 15 points damage. As he brings his sword back, Rokas are really weird. They're slashing weapons, but they're also like, they're serrated on the inside, so he wants to like stab in and then pull out. And then like bits of your flesh get caught on the serrated bit as you come back, and as that happens, bits of drow flesh are pulled off, and he leans back and his tongue comes out and wraps around his own sword, picks a little bit of it out, makes a very big show looking like just straight into Anru's eyes as he consumes some of her flesh. These guys are, after all, known as Orvian vampires. Trask, this is creepy.
And
things are happening.
How injured do you look?
that was more than half of my health. I have 26 total, and that gets me down to 11.
Okay, so bad news. Personal, yeah, no. Bad news can't give you figure. Good news. Does this provoke from him if I step here?
It does not.
All right, then I'm gonna step there and cast Mage Armor on you, Honor.
That would provoke unless you cast it defensively.
They will allow him to provoke.
Alrighty. Pride cometh before the reroll.
It's not that. It's more so I don't. Yeah, that hits me.
Fair enough.
I don't.
Wait,
For what?
is there anything I can do with the hero point to prevent this?
You could cause him to cheat death if 12 damage is lethal to him.
Yeah,
But that's
no.
all.
That just gets through my temp and then 2 points on my current.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Still
then you need to make a concentration check. DC 22, or you lose the spell.
Oh crap! Right.
D20 plus 2 plus int.
Hey!
Boom.
26.
Good enough. The spell resolves. Honor is mage armored, and it's also her turn, I bet. Unless there's a swift action. Does Farron want to stay in the back?
Farron
How much extra armor is that?
Farron's going to fly over, but he's not involved in it yet. That's plus 4 armor bonus.
Yep.
Okay, so I have 26 to hit now.
Nice.
Yes! That's what I thought. Yes. Be the front line.
Yeah.
Kill the hobgobs.
That's a monk-like. It's definitely frontline.
Yeah. Yeah, once I realized that Mage Armor didn't cancel Monk's AC. Ooh, was I happy.
These guys moved up.
Okay.
Who's attacking?
So, oh, you hit me. Is she going to be mad at you? Because, we were supposed to be unspoiled. Flurry.
25 hits, 14 does not, 15 damage is assigned. He doesn't look happy. You say this and he kind of snarls at you, and then the torch hits his jaw and unhinges it. He takes a second to put his hand back and push, and his tongue comes out and around to loop around his own jaw and back into place.
Farron does that full body cat shiver thing.
Fair enough. 28, boom. Alrighty. The 14 misses, and I'm going to, if it's my turn, 5-foot step to there. I'd like my first attack to target Tarask.
That hits.
29 for 16 damage. Ooh, that's almost max.
That is I'm gonna use my hero point to cheat death.
Okay, fair enough. This guy steps around, looks at you, and just snarls, puts his jaw back, and swings into... Well, I forget I have a Roka. That weapon makes no sense. But whatever. Fantasy game. Stabs forward, pulls just up Tarask's rib cage. Bits of fur and meat, and need that monk dip. Yes, you do. 22 to hit Honor.
Nope, 26 now.
Alright, Tarask.
Okay. I'm still standing. That hurt like a crap ton. 5-foot step back.
You still have my potions.
I still have a potion, yes, but Oh yeah, I still have a Cure Light Wound 2nd level potion, but I'm gonna pop 2 more power points to cast Vigor on myself again to give myself 10 temporary HP because I can count on that to give me 10 temporary HP. You know,
That is pretty solid, yeah.
Yeah, that's the best thing about psionics. It's set numbers. That's how it works. It's like it's set numbers. You roll for very little of it,
Fair.
which is kind of cool.
I do like that, yeah. It's a thing.
Is
So
that what you got?
I've seen a move to standard. Does Farron want to do any familiar stuff?
Farron is going to lie down over here next to me, and Farron's going to use Lay on Hands.
Fair enough. That's why I asked. I knew you had some pally powers. Because I, too, like the Sylvantia Gathian quite a bit.
Ah, crap baskets.
Hey,
Only,
there's that set amount that
oh,
we were
plus
talking
the
about.
charisma. Are equal to 1/2. Oh, no, I only get that once per day because Farron gets it differently.
Correct.
But yeah, that's 3 more HP, so little bit harder to kill.
Farron comes out and
Still
like,
could kill me one shot because
paw
I'm
on
a
chest,
mage.
paw on chest, boop. Your wound begin. I
Yep.
popped my neck doing that. Damn. Boop. Your wounds begin to close. Anru.
All right, I'm actually going to do a flurry, but I'm also going to pop that hero point for an extra standard action if I could.
Yep, sounds good.
Ew.
So that's a total of 3 attacks, 2 at your highest. Well, 1 at your highest, and then the flurry. Okay, a 16 misses, but a 28 and a 22 both connect for can't. Math.
32.
32.
32,
Fair enough.
yeah.
That is correct.
Hey, you rolled max on that 1 damage on the
That
first.
you
On those
did
first
the first
2.
and the second. Had the second hit, that'd have been nice. So, 32.
Or you mean the first? The second did hit.
Yeah. You know what I mean. So that makes it that much, and then I forgot to do a thing, so he's taking...
Reminder: cannonball to the chest was a thing.
Yeah,
Ugh.
accurate.
I don't want to know how bad this fight would have been had we not done that first.
So there's definitely a lot of Anru, like just 1, 2, 3, and it's the first one catches him in the elbow, breaks his arm. The second one catches him, like, flick it around into the other elbow. This one catches him in the wrist, and it goes back into his own sword. Because that sword makes no sense, but whatever. That's what they give him. We're going to use it. It's flavorful for the N64 game that we're based off of as well. And then the third one just kind of like swings around. He doesn't seem to care that most of his body is broken. He just kind of continues to snarl back, flex, everything pops back into place. He's going to 5-foot step here. There's one thing the Irideffin don't like, and that's divine magic.
Divine? I don't use divine.
Arcane.
24 to hit.
Oh no!
I want to hit Farron.
No, that hits Farron. Wait, does it? Yeah, that hits Farron.
So 14 points of damage to the familiar.
Farron's dead.
So it's just kind of like he stabs in, and as your familiar is healing you, puts its head down, just boop, and then looks up, and that's when the Roka comes through the little cat's like head and shoulders, just straight in. When he goes to pull out, where like you would expect to have received a meal, Farron kind of whoop, because is figment of your imagination. Snarling and spitting in Orvian, the second attack will target Tarask.
Ah, no.
Actually, I'm gonna evens odds it because I don't like casters. Anru hurt me, so evens is Tarask. Okay, so
No. I'm actually a double threat. I've been casting arcane spells like abilities all day.
So then that is if a 25 hits, 18's in my threat range.
No, it doesn't.
No. Okay, so then I
I'm
don't.
at a 26.
So then I don't roll to confirm, and I just do sad boy damage for a grand total of 11.
Who did you strike at?
That's you.
No, I have a 26 AC.
Oh, yes. Excuse me. Well, that's in my threat range. So that's the thing is.
Okay.
No. I have that correct. And I have to have hit, and then if it hits, then I roll to confirm. Never mind. That didn't happen. Tarask.
Well, yeah. The crit thing though, it's when you're critting, you still have to actually. Natural 20 is still the only one that forces.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So never mind. It looks like it should have hit you. Comes down to where your shoulders are, but glances off the mage armor.
Tarask is reminded why he is needed in this group at this moment as he just sees that occur. And
Oh yeah, that would have been a fatal hit.
Yeah, 5 footsteps back, pulls out something from his, just kind of like reaches down as he's moving, pulls out his scroll and says, in like Goblin, "Thank one of your boys for this one," and I'm going to use the Burning Hands 3rd level scroll on him.
Okay. Looks like you can draw a line to hit him, but not Anru. Okay. In that case, roll spell resistance.
What is that for me?
That's a d20 plus caster level, and that's all. Yeah.
So d20 plus 2.
Oh, wait, that would be 3. That would be a 10. No, it doesn't do anything.
Yep, then the spell does fizzle. Well, the spell doesn't fizzle. The scroll is... Well, actually, I called for spell resistance. You got a 9. It fails, but you still do need to make a use magic device. Or no.
Wait, I thought I have burning hands like in my spell book. I know how to cast it myself.
Fair. You're fine. I lied then. Never mind. You are correct, but it doesn't hurt him.
Burning hands is on my spell list. Last I checked, I don't need to roll use magic device if a spell's on my spell list.
That's right. Yeah, I don't jam for a lot of dudes with spells. Anyway, that's standard action.
I noticed.
And a move action.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Andrew.
Just cursing to myself. Anru, you are literally the only one doing anything helpful at this moment in time. I'm sorry.
And it's a lot of helpful. Anru can look at this thing and see that, like...
32.
Duly noted. It's, like, a lot of the damage that Anru's doing seems to be kind of... You guys have figured out it has DR. Otherwise, a lot of these wounds are very fatal. They're, like, a human would be on the ground right now. So... Nice. It's the same damage twice. That makes easy math for me, and that is some numbers. Okay.
32 is total.
So I need to check a thing. I have a different tab open. I was looking at a different monster. Now I gotta look at this monster. That literally is, he is disabled at 0 hit points.
Hey!
So what's gonna happen is it passes to his turn, and he is going to activate. I have to bring him up in an SRD because I'm using the Monster Codex. So I kind of forget how much damage this is, but let me grab it real quick. What you guys see is, like, he gets hit twice, and that's enough to stagger him back. And then as that happens, he just kind of smiles real big. As you guys have already figured out, these guys have been created by the 4 horsemen to sow death and chaos and panic everywhere they go. So he had orders, but the orders from his god come a little higher up the chain. I think I need to roll percentage dice for this. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so then what he's gonna do is it's a 50% chance. I want high, not low.
You want high, we want low?
I wanted high.
We want low.
And you wanted low. So then, let me see if that kills me. Okay, so that didn't kill him. He, like, smiles wickedly, and then it doesn't work. And that was an immediate action, so I will 5-foot step right here. And, well, no, I'm gonna... In lieu of using his sword.
I thought you were disabled.
That is
and
true.
Could not do anything.
I can do things. This will just kill me. So what's going to happen is he's going to... Well, what he's going to do is he's going to... That might be a thing pending a... That's I need to get a 17. Okay, so he does pass the cast defensively and floods himself with positive energy.
Disabled.
He can do that?
He can. He got...
Can take a single move or standard action each round, but not both.
Oh, fair. So then he couldn't have done the immediate action, which is arbitrary because nothing happened anyway. So then his standard action is to cast Cure Light Wounds, and then he's no longer disabled, and it's Tarask's turn.
Performing any standard action deals 1 point of damage after the completion of the act. So, yeah, he probably could heal himself.
Yes, he can. That is correct. Tarask, what do you do?
continue to mutter crap, 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 crap under breath. And, I'm just gonna...
Dude, you need to get back.
Yeah, I know. Another
As in-
5 foot... Yeah, I know. Another 5 foot step. Well,
I
I'm
don't
not
think
even-
you're actually within his threat range. Plus, he's disabled, so I don't think he can make attacks of opportunity.
I don't
so
think
just
he is
leave.
disabled anymore. I think he just healed himself.
Yeah, he,
Oh,
did,
yeah,
he
you're right.
definitely just healed himself.
I am gonna pop
And
another
he-
PowerPoint though
He
to get
technically could.
precognitive.
He could have used an attack of opportunity at disabled, but that would just like kill him dead. Oops.
I'm just gonna pop a PowerPoint to activate precognitive defense, which gives me a +1 insight bonus on my AC.
Fair enough. Okay, that's good.
And
enough for
on
me.
all my saves.
You did say that PowerPoints were cumulative, or not cumulative, but communal, correct? That they could use them for other people?
No, they definitely cannot.
No.
Hero points, yes. Power points.
That's what I meant. Sorry, hero points.
I don't have any hero points left.
Okay.
You guys
I
have
did-
definitely
I
both
don't
used
remember.
hero points.
Yeah, we have both used our hero points.
Honor.
Cool.
You need to kill him this turn.
It's like, do you really think that's gonna? You can do that again? Let's see if it works again. I want to see.
Oh
Man, this is a good time for max damage to keep coming down. Okay, so 23 and a 30 both hit for the first one is enough to put him down. Yes, it is. So if you would like,
The second one's just gonna. First one's gonna probably break his neck. The second one is going to launch his skull, golf club style, or golf ball style, or t-ball, or whatever you want to call it.
sure, fair enough, and he dies. His sword end over end lands in the ground, like outside his tent. As he loses grasp of it, it shrinks back down to a size category medium sword. And fortunately, he tried to use his immediate action on his turn, so he can't try to explode. He did. I will put the thing over him. Where is the button? I would like to go over here, you. Boom. As he dies, the other Urdefin kind of just disappear. They look left, look right. It's awkward. Poof. The little hobgoblins begin just screaming and retreating, almost as if someone had pulled the blinds up. And it's the middle of the day now.
What about the guys on the animals?
They still seem combative.
Oh.
They're a little more together. The Izobu are uncomfortable. But you have done what you needed to do.
I do have lit torches, and those things are shaggy.
Accurate.
Oh, jeez Louise.
That is a thing.
Oh, no. I don't want to think of what those things would do. Raging, trampling through the countryside.
On fire.
On fire.
That's fair. Okay.
That sounds
let's-
like an awful idea.
Can I get a free action off?
You can. I'll let you make an intimidate check if you like.
Oh, and intimidate. I was just going to
Yeah.
speak. All right, intimidate will work. Let's see. I is for intimidate. There we go.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Oh, nice. That's almost a nat 20.
The check's very
Uh-huh.
good, and will succeed.
And looking to the three dudes on our deafen, leave now and you live.
All right. All three of them actually think they're riding Urdefin, not Izobu. And off they go into the
Izobu,
wilds.
whatever.
The Magi go as well. The Magi on a cannon abandons his cannon, and the canyon rapidly empties as these guys just disappear into the walls of it. Initiative is off.
I just poke my head out, from where I had retreated. Kind of just walk out, breathing heavy. Look over to Anru. We actually did it. Oh God. Oh, God's above. Jeez Louise.
Whispering to my friend, yeah, don't tell them, but I just pulled that one out of my butt. We were gonna
Oh,
die.
I could tell. I could tell. Now, why don't we ransack this place? Cause I bet there's more spell books around here. I say.
Indeed, you do that. I'm gonna watch this, and oh, hey, we have a chest to get.
Okay. If nothing else, I could cast Antall on you. You'd be able to carry 3 times your normal weight.
Save,
Well, 3 times your size.
save it for the horse.
On that note,
Oh, God.
it is about time for the real important character to arrive. Boom. Hero comes trotting up. He is on Hero's back. He doesn't look very talkative at the moment. He's Frodo in Fellowship, just barely lucid, strapped into the saddle.
Well, speak of the devil, and they shall arrive.
Hero
No.
laughs.
The devil left. We killed him. He's right there. See?
You are.
He didn't get to explode. He didn't get to do the 3d6 negative energy damage that he does, which was another way. I was kind of expecting, but hoping-ish that the party would figure out that they exploded on death, and you try to get like the crappy ones around him, and then pick them off and explode them, and dead goblins everywhere.
Oh, I knew. That's the reason I told the red folk to get back.
That's fair.
Because I was going to keep attacking, because the only way we had of getting out of this alive was killing them and letting the others escape.
That is accurate. Hero just kind of paws the ground with his hoof. He's pretty dizzy.
I'm gonna roll a perception to try and find more spell books and useful stuff.
Sure.
12.
Not really. The only thing you really notice is his sword jammed into the ground.
I'll just go pick it up.
Okay, you're able to do so. It's a little big for you, but you're able to pick it up.
I just like.
There's my perception for searching for junk.
It's probably a little better. 22 is better. Okay, so glancing over his sword, the sword is pretty magic. You'd have to stop and like think about it to figure out.
Since we are now not in threatened initiative, I will take 20 and be investigating the sword.
Okay, understood.
With detect
Here,
magic.
Let me do that because I have time. I'll like pick it up and just kind of go.
I have constant detect magic. I basically can identify it.
Right, and I don't have identified prepared. I would need to spend an hour preparing spells. Moving around some spell slots to get identify. Which I can do, but...
Yeah, with enough rounds with it, I can tell you all of its features, so...
That you can.
Alright, going ahead.
Alright, so it's... Aroka is a... I think it's a martial weapon. I'm second-guessing myself now, because it sounds like it should be exotic, but I'm pretty sure it's a martial. Let me look it up real quick. I forget. It is a... The blades are about the size of a longsword each, but they're serrated on the inside and just jammed into one hilt. They're real awkward. They're kind of nonsensical. But it's the favored weapon of the rogue Urdefin of the Darklands. It is in fact a
quasi-demonic.
One-handed exotic weapon that does 1d8 points of damage. His was 2d6. It was large, and 18 to 20 times 2 is its threat range. This one is a +2 weapon.
Yay, money.
It radiates, though it wasn't activated. You'd think it might have been activated at some point, but it was shut off when drow were appearing. As Anru's messing with it, Anru can feel a familiar like pulse on it, and like reaching out mentally to that pulse, the weapon does begin to shed darkness in a 20 foot around it. It's very powerful. For a powerful weapon.
I'm putting that on my back. That's mine. I'm taking this. This is mine.
I think I may have... I think it's 20 feet. Let me look at that weapon enchantment again. It might be more. Yeah, okay, it's a 20-foot radius, which causes the light in the area to drop from one step. Not deeper darkness, just everything gets considerably darker. The weapon, the weapon itself also seems to... there are... how to do... What's the highest spell level? You're about to go to third. There are several in the hilt of the weapon. They appear to be pearls. Anru knows better. More likely, they're the teeth of something from the Darklands that were like into the sword. But there are three. Oh, rather, there's one pearl of power for a level 2 spell and 2 pearls of power for a level 1 embedded in the hilt of the weapon. You assume he was using them for his own casting.
Can they be easily removed?
You could probably figure it out. You could probably pry them out.
All right, well, I'm going to pry out those 3 pearls and hand them over to our spellcaster, because pearls of power are reusable.
They are. They're very good. The weapon also... yeah, that's basically... It's a +2 Umbral Roca with 3 pearls of power embedded in it. And it has... Umbral gives you the darkness powers. So, other than that, like... There's still that locked chest. There are...
I would kind of actually like to take it for myself, Tiki.
Can you wield a... I thought you were small. Can you wield a medium weapon?
It's a magic weapon. It would size to fit him.
Yeah, what size?
Okay, if you can use it, the weapon's yours.
Yeah,
and
it would
you're going into Kensai, aren't you?
Yeah, later on. This would be my Kensai weapon. Yeah!
There it is. Okay, sure.
All right, I'm sitting there holding this weapon. I did not pull the pearls out. I'm looking at it, looking at the rat, looking at it, looking at the rat. And just hand it to him.
So you're non-proficient now, and in your hands it's a D6, not a D8. But it's a very nice weapon.
Yeah. Now I just gotta remember, what is the feat? It's a slashing weapon, right? Is it slashing?
Yes, it is. It does slashing damage.
I need to remember the feat that makes it so that way a weapon that you're favored with can count as slashing and piercing for weapon finesse
That
sort of
would
thing.
be slashing grace.
Yeah, that way I can use my dex modifier with it.
Fair enough. You could also you could drop 2,000. I think it's 2,000 gold to craft it. I forget. The item is called Effortless Lace. You should be able to craft those pretty easy now.
Yeah, if we're going to level 3,
the cost is 1,250 gold, and the spell is Shrink Item, and that Effortless Lace would turn it from a one-handed weapon to a light weapon, so you could dex it.
Oh yeah, without a feat, I might take that then.
All right, well, that's character building. Let's do that after game.
He's excited. Yeah. He found a cool thing. Also, there are it's going to be real good for the caster, because there were several magi. No greater than level 2, we'll say. I don't know, 3d6. Unless it comes up 1-1. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. Ooh. So, as you guys pick through the camp, there are other spellbooks, other scrolls, things of that nature that, through Anru and Tarask digging around, there are a grand total of 11 spells, no higher than caster level first, that are on the Magus spell list, that are also on the wizard.
All right, I'd go back to the chest and once again try to open and disable device it.
Okay, make that disable device check.
Give me a sec. Gotta get my sheet back up.
That's more than enough. It kind of works in the same way as Inner Deafen does. Lifting the latch on the chest would cause it to fill with negative energy and poof, but you're able to set it off, or turn it off rather. Set it off would hurt you. You don't want that. The chest pops open. Inside, there's a wand that it's about the size of like a Sphere of Neblin's forearm, and these guys are known to eat other Darklands native. Don't show Yuli this one. He won't like it. He will be scared. But staring at it long enough, it is a wand of Acid Arrow with caster level 5th. That we're going to have 3d6. Caster level 5th, 11 charges, 2,000 gold pieces. And in addition, let's say... yeah, I'll roll for it. 7 vials of Alchemist Fire, 8 vials of Unholy Water. What else could be in here? And Yeah, sure. 9 vials of bottled lightning.
Ooh.
Of course, searching the camp, you could find barding for Izobu. You can find several crappy-looking wakizashis, as well as better put-together wakizashis, katanas, and longbows. None of them are magical, but there are arrows on arrows on arrows all over the place here. Also, you might not necessarily want them, but those bridges and those ladders, like I said, they are collapsible. They'd be heavy, but they span the length they span on the board. You can roll them up and take them with you, except for the one that has that red squiggly through it, because it's dead.
Basically, going through the chest, I'd get anything out of there except the arm bone.
Sure.
And I'm sorry to ask, I can't take this with us. It's a Sniff Neblin thingy. I'm not having that.
The wand?
Yeah, the acid wand. I want to take it with us, but guess what? You just got a big sword, so I'm taking this for my own thing, and we're getting rid of it.
You mean like selling it, not just like destroying it? Or are we destroying it?
We're burying it. It's part of a Sniff Neblin. It needs proper burial.
Fair enough. If you point that out to Taras, Kilgo, that is fair. Although I am not against making items out of bones of others, I do not think that this was used kindly.
And on that note, also, I did point out to Anru, who would know, but she didn't say anything. Let's have Can Tarask make me a quick perception check?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
15.
The Pearl of Power that gives you the 2nd level spell embedded in the Roga, you look at it a little closer as you're talking about this, and there's a little bit of like dust on it, and you kind of like do this, try to like get it off, and you realize you cannot do so. The dust sits like... This thing looks like an eye. It feels like a pearl. It's cold. It's not squishy like you would expect an eyeball to be. To prevent shoelacing, so Kane can be proud of me. It dawns on Tarask that it and the other 2 pearls of power are the eyes of something that live down in the dark lands that have been calcified and turned into pearls of power.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to wrap that hilt.
I nod my head. I might manipulate it a bit later.
Anyway, I would expend all of the acid charges out of the wand.
Sure.
Just expending them off into the snow. They're not there. I find it disrespectful to the dead.
Okay.
For it to be made into a magical item.
Okay.
We'd also bag up the head of the boss.
You were able to do so.
And Ant Hall basically on the horse, and if Tarask would allow, and let's basically pack up and get back to town.
Yeah, because Ant Hole would... let me just check the exact wording of it. The target's carrying capacity triples.
Which should be enough.
Yeah, so pop that. It lasts for... Oh, I didn't mean to click that a second time. Lasts for 2 hours per level, so that'd be 4 hours.
Which is about as much time as it takes Hero, now that you guys aren't being considerably less careful and just kind of like galloping across the land. The 3 of you do return to that Svirfneblin / Kitsune village. It's pretty quiet.
I actually would have taken one of my spare bit of robe and wrapped the Svirfneblin wand.
Sure, you may do so.
Once we arrive back, I guess. First person that we're going to probably would be the person that promised to resurrect Kiyame.
Sure. That would be Kurutama. He's still in his, like, dojo town hall place, because that's basically what, like, how the Magus runs his little village. You guys walk in, he's sitting there, eyes closed, meditating over his katana that's floating up and like counterclockwise down and around and back. And I see you have returned.
Taking the sack of head and just basically tossing it at his feet. There's your leader. You have the box canyon describing where it is. The same place you sent us. 26 dead hobgoblins. That's half their forces. The rest of them went away.
You guys did kill quite a lot of them. And I will bear that in mind. Okay, so Kuratama, the little gem on the back of his sword, detaches and spiders down to the bag, opens the bag, pulls out Kitterak's head. He looks down, and that is an Odefen. Trouble
Yes, there were
follows.
quite a number of them.
Darklands natives should have remained in the Darklands. Nevertheless, you have done what we asked.
If you had preferred for us to leave you all to this problem yourselves and returned back to our so-called homelands, maybe next time we would have just let these people continue to have their way with the area.
He puts his hands up real slow. Just, forgive me. Tonight there will be a feast in your honor. And he goes.
Forgive me.
He stands up. Good.
I take displeasure in being told that I'm from a world that I have never been to. The temple has been my home since I was a baby. I know nothing else but.
If there's any honor to be had,
I saw that eye roll, Tommy.
Yeah. If there's any honor to be had, say it is for the monastery, not for us, especially not for me.
Okay.
Indeed. Not on the he says indeed, then he pauses not on the oh crap. I might have just dissed my friend. Ah, crap. Sort of response.
Just reach down and pet the rat folk's shoulder. It's fine.
Kuratama leaves the room just tonight. In the caves. A feast in the honor of the monastery. And he walks out. He has a couple of words with Hiei. Hiei still looks really, really worse for wear, and Hiei dismounts Hiro, and Hiei and Kuratama begin making their way back in the direction of, Yuli's tavern. While that's happening, Hiro approaches you guys and just kind of, you guys are inside, he's out. Well, he pokes his head in. He's a smart horse. Looks around and just kind of waits. And the first thing I will say that the party gets for going the extra mile, killing way more hobgoblins than we needed to, using that deeper darkness, using those cannons, using our brains even. The first thing you guys get is, in Chase's absence, I'm not sure who wants to run the character sheet, but Hiro will serve as a party animal companion. It will level up as you guys want it to. It has the improved movement speed of a monk tacked onto its base speed. It will, like you guys, go to level 3.
Since Farron actually, is someone that's being handled by Tarask, I'll handle the horse for now, at least until our friend gets back. Mm-hmm. So if you'd like to move its sheet over to me.
Okay. I don't have its sheet is the thing. All of Chase's stuff, that's why he didn't help out in the battle. All of Chase's stuff is on Hero Lab. So
okay, that's fine. We can sheet it up later.
Yeah, it's just a animal companion with 3 levels and however many feats and stuff it gets. Anywho, the floor is on you guys. There's going to be a feast tonight.
Before the feast, I would try to speak with the Sniff Noblin, trying to find whoever serves as their leader in this community.
Okay, sure. Make a diplomacy check to gather that information.
Trask will follow along if that helps any. Sure. We'll be like,
You can make that roll.
Do it.
Trask can roll too. He said he was going to follow.
Oh, I wasn't gonna. Okay, Trask doesn't really have much in terms of diplomacy, but he was just gonna tag along to be like, "Hi."
That's moral support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an aid another, which fails.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't fumble. You don't make it worse. You're just kind of awkward, behind Onru's legs. The Sphere of Neblin greet you guys as heroes. Word of the battle in the Box Canyon has arrived back at the village before you guys even did.
Anytime somebody tries to treat me as a hero, says I am no hero.
Is the sentiment shared by Tarask?
He kind of is like, we did a good job. No need to short sell ourselves too much, friend. We had a
You are
fair
a
share
hero.
of the part.
It's like you are a hero. Our friend with the horse, Hiei, is the hero. The hero is a hero.
Well, duh, hero's always a hero.
We know this.
Hero throws back its mane.
Me,
So majestic.
I am just a drow noble trying to make up for the things that I've done in the past.
In that case, most of the affection and attention and admiration is sent the horse's way, and the horse loves it. He says, "Oh, you are bravest horse! They all kind of sound like this. Some of them are a little higher because are females for Neblin, but are all Russian. It turns out."
They're all Slavic, yes.
Yes. And
Yay.
Hero loves it. Hero basks in this glory, but you guys don't really get a leader other than Kurzhama.
I understand. Speaking to Yuri, excuse me, not Yuri. I forget his name now. No. The Sturf Neblin barkeep.
Mushroom Bear, his name is Yuli.
Yuli, that's it. I knew it started with a U. I just couldn't remember.
Starts with Y.
Yuli. But
He turns the corner.
whatever.
I know I have his what is your token, buddy?
Yuli.
Yes,
It's
hello.
like pterodactyl.
Who would I speak to about getting a proper burial for a severed and otherwise defiled body part of a Sturf Neblin that we found in our fight?
His eyes go real wide. He's kind of like looking at you funny until he said Svirfneblin, and then his eyes go real wide. Oh! You have armor of Svirfneblin! What have you been doing? Is why it takes so long. You go to Darklands, you find Svirfneblin, tear into several pieces, give to other drow nobles. Peace offering.
No.
We found
The
him.
monster that we defeated had an item that was made from a body part of a Sturf Neblin that I have since expended all the magic out of immediately because it is disrespectful, wrapped in this and showing the wrapped wand, and I'm trying to bring them back to you so that it can have a proper burial so that it is no longer disrespected.
Oh, I see.
Tarask mutters to himself that he wouldn't mind his bones being made into wands and stuff. That sounds cool.
Yuli, may I see wand? There's wand wrap here. You say it is bone of Svirfneblin?
Yes,
He
I
takes
would
it,
just hand it to him.
unwraps it, and begins to scratch his back with it. This is good wand. Is it? I will make Arcana check. I have a kind of character sheet. I will be played in Pathfinder playtest at some point, probably. I correctly identify wand of acid arrow, level 5. No more charges. What? This is good wand. You use it. You shoot the bull horse that you have on surface when charges with horns and bad stink, and you shoot the acid, and then it smells like acid and bad stink, and then
Tarask
we
is
all
just
have mushroom beer.
chuckling.
But it's
Tarask
okay.
is just laughing so hard at this point.
Facepalm. I'm gonna make. I'm actually gonna make a deception check if I can.
Sure, yeah. I'll make a sense motive. I have that many levels. I'm pretty wise for nothing.
What would deception be?
As a bluff. Bluff check.
Bluff. There we go.
I imagine if you were a barkeep, you probably get class bonuses to sense motive.
All right, it's a thing has happened. You've won. By 2.
Yes. We killed very many of the stinky beasts with this wand.
Oh, it's good. Then you did not just fire a wand into snow as if to use all of charges, thinking maybe it's disrespectful, and have made good back scratcher for Yuli. And he puts it. He has to again lift his gut, with both his arms tucked under up to get it to put this damn thing in his belt. And then as the gut pulled back down, that was a gross noise, but it works. There's a bit of a snap.
Tarask is just crying from laughter at this point.
It's good thing there was no magic. I could have burned hole in thigh. Or perhaps the thing that make I forget how many dice I rolled for children. And there they are. And they all come just running.
Like 40-something.
Like 40-something children. Yuli is very busy. Yuli drink a little mushroom beer. Yuli forget what happens for a few months and then have many children.
Apparently, Nephilim have a shorter gestation period than even rat folk.
Or perhaps I have many wife. Who knows? Drink too many mushroom beer.
I think his mushroom beer might be mushroom flavored vodka.
No, it's mushroom beer. I know how to craft. I have rank. I look at my own character sheet. Name Yuli. Player Tommy. Oh, his eyes go real wide as the meta is open before him. Anyway, you are heroes of monastery. You and he, and he points at he. He's in the back. You all stay. You stay at my tavern for free anytime you want. All the mushroom beer you want. You save our lives. You do not cut me in 5 pieces. It is good. You stay here. Big celebration tonight. Kuru Tama has said so. That word is also hard to say, like he.
Just looking to Trask. The only other place I wish to go before we do this is we need to go find the leader guy again, because she literally didn't remember his name. Because he owes us a resurrection.
Oh,
we have parents that we have to reunite with their child.
Very well. And we also need to get that poison out of us.
Indeed.
These are
I think that's a secondary to gain back our friend.
So yeah.
Oh man,
going off to drive my Kuratama again.
Oh god. Hey, Yuli, do me a favor.
Yes.
Do you have anything stronger than mushroom beer?
Nothing is stronger than mushroom beer. What blasphemy is this? And he actually, like, as he's saying this, he does withdraw it looks exactly the same as what you were drinking prior, except this has make a knowledge nature. Yes, I will allow that one. That seems good.
One of the ones I don't have a ring at that moment.
Yeah, move that token. Oh well, that token's gonna live there, I guess. Okay, you've rolled a 9. Okay, so there are some numbers that need to be rolled. You count 9. They're about the size of like a straw, but as thin as paper, jammed down into this glass. It's just, this is good. Strongest Yuli ever make. Yuli not sure if good to drink. Maybe give good buzz. Maybe make you naked mole rat. Maybe make you very dead. Maybe you use as poison. I do not know, but is for you. And he just sets it down on his counter in front of you.
Knowledge nature.
Yep, you may do so. You certainly may. Why can I not?
I already
select
did.
that
It's rolled.
Oh, yes, you did. I see that now. Forgive me. Those are Blightbird crystals. They are. Usually, you find them about more like yay big, sometimes bigger. And in that case, they burn to the touch, and they are highly radioactive. In the case of these little slivers, It's probably just like a really warm drink that will make your tongue numb. But maybe not.
Whispering to my red
to give
friend,
you rolled really high. That's a 27. I'll tell you, that stuff does a lot of mean stuff. Let me grab the exact wording.
Yeah, well, leaning down to Taras though, don't drink that. Like, seriously, don't drink that.
It's it'll do con drain and then charisma drain as you are irradiated to death.
I was going to give that to Kiyomi so that way she hopefully didn't bash our brains in.
Perhaps it will cause her to lose all her hair and die. Is this what you do to friend when friend comes back from dead?
That's not.
Yeah, no. See, no.
I was thinking like vodka.
Yuli, you tried to poison us, Yuli.
I'm not trying to poison. It's good. You drink. Yuli will drink. Yuli takes it and just downs it. Burps.
If he has it built up an immunity,
excessively loud. You'd think that might be why his skin is green. Makes a fortitude save, passes with flying colors, and just see, it's fine. It only, and he sticks out his tongue, and his tongue is swelled up like 3 or 4 times the size of his north. So I got it's fine. You see, it's It's good. It's good. It's good buzz. Not kill anybody. It's called the dog. And like his tongue has become too big for him to really be able to speak.
Remind me if I want mushroom beer to make my own.
And in Drow sign language, he does this.
Oh God!
Drow sign. Damn it! Drow sign language.
I don't know it, unfortunately.
Yeah, you have no clue what that meant.
I do.
No, the fuck.
I mean,
what?
I bumped up linguistics to what language? What rate do I have linguistics right now? 2. So
Speaking of which, yeah, from now on, remind me at the end of the day before we sleep to do linguistics checks to try to teach you Drow sign language.
That's fair. As a secret language, that's pretty much the only way you're gonna learn it.
I was gonna say I just increased my linguistics rank. Could
But
I get Drow sign language because I've known?
You cannot, because it is a secret language. You would need to be taught. It's like Druidic. It's that same kind of thing.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way: there's nobody that's going to be gunning for me for teaching it, but it's something you have to learn from a Drow.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, then I'll just put Infernal on my list then for the increase in my linguistics because it makes sense for me to know Infernal because I already know Abyssal and Celestial. Why not grab the other end?
Seems good.
Yeah, we're gonna hunt down the guy who's supposed to be resurrecting our friend.
Okay. You guys search up and down the village, and it's more of the same. Everyone's really happy to see you. Not even just the Scrivenerella, all the humanoids, all the kitsune that live here are pleased as punch. And as well, the kami also. You pass several shrines on the side of roads, on the side of these like bridges that, again, they're very melodious as you go across them. And crossing the bridge, a carp breaches the water and jumps over top and kind of like flies with its tail before going back down. There are several little tiny statues of men with like katanas and bows and stuff in little tiny shrines on the road that you'll pass, and they bow super big. Hero continues to eat it up. Tarrasque,
Yeah.
Hero loves it. Hero's just, yes, it's good. But try as you might, you can't find charisma.
I would make sure that the barding on Hero's outfit that shows the monastery symbol is nice and straight.
Fair enough. But yes, Kurosawa is nowhere to be found.
All right. Well, then I guess what do you want to do?
You search the caves, and they're preparing a feast that will happen tonight. You guys can figure out there's probably going to be some kind of speech there.
Okay. Trask?
Well, until we find him, it's probably in our best interest to just rest. We have taken quite a beating in that fight, and I'm also low on some of my healing supplies. I say kind of just like pulling out your one potion, just kind of like shaking it. This is all I have left other than my own natural abilities.
Well, if you need to heal, you might want to take that because it won't last the day.
I just drink it then and there then.
Duly noted.
I'll just go ahead and roll that.
I'd actually get the extra back from Hiei and drink it myself.
Fair enough. You guys find Hiei. He's in the top of the caves.
Hey!
Nice. He's gone
Also,
into
question for the
pretty quiet meditation.
question for the GM.
Yes, sir.
Do we instantly gain the HP we get from a new level, or do we have to heal it up?
You gain it. You at the end of the session, you will go to level 3, and the extra hit points go over top. So if you were down 2 hit points and then go from 2 to 3, you're still down 2 hit points, but you have a bunch of additional.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I'd be down 5 hit points. That means when I do get the new stuff, I go up to 22. However, a night's rest gives me 9 HP back, actually, at this point, because my con is really good.
Fair enough.
Yep. So, yeah, looking at Trask, I actually have something to teach you. If seeing as we have some time, and we're not going to be doing much of anything else.
I mean, we could be making more potions.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you grab those alchemical supplies that we found?
Yes, they're actually in the stuff Hero is carrying.
Very well. If we need any of it, I presume we can grab it off of him. I say, kind of just like looking over to Hero.
And he nods.
So
You should probably get like a note sheet for all of the stuff that's on Hero.
Yeah, you should. Did you guys want to take those
just to be
bridges
safe.
and ladders and stuff as well? I didn't hear if you
we
did
took
that.
as much as we can carry.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take them. I imagine. Do you want to sell most of these, but keep like a couple of the ladders and one of the bridges?
One bridge and maybe 2 ladders. Yeah.
Okay. The ladders are
Yeah.
all 20 feet. The bridge is. You probably have to take one of the smaller ones because you're trying to strip mine this place. So the bridge is 20 feet. Yeah. A lot
It's
easier.
nice not to have to worry about the Kami trying to kill you. That's always been something that's been in the back of Tarask's mind ever since he entered this area.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
guess we're very clearly on their side now. So hey,
They are very happy to see you. So if you guys want to take the night crafting and learning languages and stuff, you may, but you will miss the feast.
No. I was trying to
we're
say
going
that
to the feast.
I'm not crafting yet. Crafting is something we can't do while resting.
Not fair.
We're supposed to be resting
no.
before the feast. We can actually
Yeah.
do linguistics during the resting, but that's different.
Quick note. Also, by the way, I have cipher script. It
Nice.
only takes me 10 minutes per spell level to scribe a spell into my spell book, so I can actually scribe quite a few of those spells into my spell book.
Understood. That does still
Because-
cost you the material cost to do that, though.
Half
Yeah.
as much as normal, though.
Oh, fair enough. Even better.
And it only takes up half enough room in my spellbook to the point at which I'm not even really keeping track of that because then I just get a crap ton of room now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, just until the linguistic checks to try to teach. Yeah, I think you also need to do a linguistic checks to learn.
Yeah, seems fair. A 15's good. Then Tarask needs to make a check. It's 27 is
27.
better. You have a pretty solid grasp on it. You think, like, between the two of you, you probably have a basic, like, go here, do that, good, bad, yes, no kind of thing. But perhaps not the language as a whole.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know it's going to take weeks probably to get all of it, but yeah, except real good checks. But
Yeah.
Oh, I have a plus 10 on linguistics, so that ought to help a bit.
That it will.
I also have a plus 10.
Oh, you just rolled crummy. Ew.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yep. So yeah, at the feast.
At the feast. Okay, so you guys go there. It's pretty late in the evening when it comes on. Like, all the food is brought out, and everybody in the village has assembled back in these caves. Tables have been fabricated by casters made of just kind of like solid ruby here, solid sapphire here, solid platinum here. With the food in and of itself it's a weird duality of the like classic Tien food that you would think to find, and then the food that's eaten in the Darklands. In some cases, it has been mixed together, strange fungi that have been like brought up and transplanted, put in like fried rice. In some cases, there's like two, like this is the Darklands side of the table, this is the Tien side of the table.
Noodles, lots of noodles. I had the noodle dream, so I'm eating the noodles.
Fair enough. Everyone is still very, very, very happy to see you. Kiyomi's parents are there. They look better. It hurts still, but they've received the information, they've got it, and now it's just on them to like move on, basically. And about like 30 minutes into the feast, out comes Kurosama.
Seeing him, I'd put my food down and start heading that way.
Okay, understood. He approaches like a big central platform, as if to like address a crowd, and everyone gets real quiet as he stands up and just, my people, the crisis has passed. We are safe. Thanks in part to the rat, Tarask Urkjaw, Anru of the monastery at Kumijinja, Kenshin Hero, Henshin Hiei and Hiro, I caught myself, Hiro just in response. And he continues droning on for a while. Let's get sense motive checks from both of you, actually, really quickly.
What checks?
Sense motive.
I'm sorry about that. 20. Hey, good roll.
I believe it. I'm sorry for a 20, so that's enough for both of you to pass. You guys can both tell that Kuratama is kind of just saying big political words at this point. I won't necessarily roleplay the whole speech out because he'd begin droning. You don't think it's necessarily like trying to, like, the election season's coming up, not like that, but like he's trying to stay away from something more important. He's trying to butter up his people as well as you. It's pretty suspicious. Eventually, his speech comes to an end. The people applaud, and by and large, they seem to be eating it up. And he makes his way back in the direction of the canyon, like, or out of the caves. Just kind of like 1, 2, 3 dimensional door.
He's hiding something.
The drow does not look pleased. If you ever saw death on a drow's face, it's on hers.
I stand up. I think we need to speak with our friend Kuratama.
He is not our friend. He is a person who promised us something, who is withholding the promise.
And insulting us in every chance he gets.
I'd make my way back to where I'd last, where he generally keeps himself,
okay.
like, his
back to the
his normal area.
Okay, you can do so.
I follow as well.
The door is unlocked. You guys open it, and he's not there. But what Taras can easily identify as his psi crystal is there in its full spider-like form. Not unlike like Crystalline Crawler from MTG, basically is what this thing looks like. Just standing in the middle of the room, and the door opens, it sees you, and it moves forward, and it projects an image of Kuratama's, like, his face, like up here, down to here. We are unable to heal you. Our healers are away at this time, and they cannot be recalled. We are unable to bring back your friend, and we are sorry at her loss. At this time, there is nothing more we can do. Enjoy the feast, enjoy your honor, then return to your monastery. After, like, 5 seconds, the message repeats.
I had a bad feeling this was going to come about like this.
This is a dirt area, correct?
It's
sandlot.
Not a sandlot. It's like a full dojo. Wooden floor, platform in the center.
I'd light one of my torches. It does produce heat.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm about to leave him a message.
Don't. That is too far. He has wronged us. Let us not stoop to his level.
Do you have pen and paper?
I pull out pen and paper. I am a wizard after all.
On the pen and paper, in Tien, Elven, Undercommon, Draconic, Infernal, Abyssal, Celestial, and Sylvan.
Oh, God.
You will pay the debt to Kiyome. Fold it, and I'd set it where he normally sits.
Okay. You're able to do so. Nothing prevents you from doing so. Trapped and things don't go off.
On the outside of the paper, debts will be collected sooner or later. Maybe not by us, but you made promises. Do not dishonor yourself.
And I think we had talked about playing for a little longer because we started a little late, but TBH, that feels like a really good place to end this session.
It does.
So I'm going to go
We're
ahead
good.
and say thank you guys for coming out. If you're watching on Twitch, remember Black Dragon Gaming on YouTube for your Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition content. And if you want to like get caught up on what's going on in this game, back episodes are uploaded there. The party does level to level 3 as well. But that's all we have for today. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
And now I have to hit stop recording.